In the 1980s, on a flight to America, we were required to fill in a form for the Immigration and Naturalization Service, infamous for its officious bureaucracy and its downright nastiness. We declared, with straight faces, that we had not obtained our visas fraudulently and that we had never been involved in genocide. We were required to state our nationality. I am from England, a country in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. This means that I am English. According to my passport, my citizenship is British. The choice was clear, English or British, both were accurate. I shambled off the plane and joined the long, static line of British nationals herded between a thick rope and the wall, waiting to go through immigration. Ahead of me, a drama unfolded, voices were raised. A stunned-looking young woman, clutching a heavy coat and an overstuffed carry-on bag, pressed back up the queue. "You have to put UK," she sniffed. "If you don't put UK, they send you to the back. UK is not a nationality." "Squeeze in here," someone said, making space for her. Then I overheard a snigger and a stage whispered, "Unless you've committed genocide." Surprisingly quick for such a heavy person, a uniformed official appeared alongside them on the other side of the rope. "No cutting," she growled, "back of the line." We flattened against the wall to allow the young woman through. "Take one and pass them along," we UKs said as we handed a stack of replacement forms back up the queue. "Anyone got a pen?" Years later, I applied for US citizenship, a process which involves a test and an interrogation, interview. A preppy professional in a mid-floor office in downtown San Francisco asked me to write a sentence in English. I must have looked blank because he said, "Oh, I don't know, write, I am a mother." I wrote, "I am a very good mother," and passed. An envelope waited on my assigned seat at the ceremony at the Masonic Center. It contained my personalized naturalization certificate and a US passport application form. A Russian, dressed smartly in 1970s flares, sat on my left. The tiny East Asian woman to my right spoke such appalling English that I wondered how she had managed to write, "I am a mother." Perhaps she wasn't. I felt like a fraud. I wasn't escaping financial or political hardship. I was naturalizing because I feared that one day a capricious president might revoke my so-called permanent residency status, want my green card back, and separate me from my family, my children. I wouldn't even have to give up my UK citizenship. I wanted to call two great countries home. There was a shuffling, some coughs, as a pretty high schooler in a long black dress took the stage. As she sang "The Star-Spangled Banner," 2,000 now silent congregants squared their shoulders, proud of themselves. Francis Scott Key. It was on the test. A Japanese-American woman, an elected official of the city, told us her grandparents' immigration story, welcomed us to the US, and reminded us to vote. An elegant Cuban gentleman in a cream suit and spectator shoes, 2 rows in front of me, stepped up to the podium and expressed his gratitude to America. In unison, we pledged our allegiance. After the event, after a representative had announced in broken English that the INS was hiring and that job interviews were being held in the foyer, I strode out of the hall, truly believing that there could not have been an occasion handled with more efficiency, warmth, and grace than the ceremony hosted by the Immigration and Naturalization Service. A UK has never felt more welcome.